Bonsoir tout le monde. Aujourd'hui on se retrouve donc pour un nouveau stream. Vous voyez, au fur et à mesure je charge le jeu avant, comme ça c'est plus rapide. Il y aura toujours le petit problème de sauvegarde, je suppose qu'il va pop. Attention. Non, oui, non, non, oui, non, 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 non. C'est un non. C'est un non, le jeu s'est dit que cette fois-ci ça va. Il n'y a pas de problème de sauvegarde. Donc c'est parfait. Alors la dernière fois qu'on s'est quitté, on avait fait plein de trucs, on avait déménagé dans ce nouveau camp. C'était parfait, mon cheval est toujours aussi con hein, a priori. Tourner en rond. Voilà, hop, bouge plus. Du bon côté. Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire aujourd'hui? Alors on a une mission de Dutch et c'est tout. Donc du coup on va aller voir ce que Dutch veut nous donner. Du coup bah ça sert à rien de monter sur mon cheval parce qu'il est de l'autre côté du camp et le cheval ne peut pas marcher dans le camp. Notre personnage est toujours aussi maigre, donc je vais regarder vite fait si pas un peu de bouffe à choper. Oh, le ragoût là, il est pas prêt bordel. Le ragoût est en train de cuire, mais j'ai de la viande, du gigot. Hop, mange. Voilà. Allons voir Dutch. Le nouveau sud.
How you doing, old friend? Fine. It's funny, us ending up down here. My daddy died in a field in Pennsylvania, fighting this lot. I ever tell you that? Many times. I see I'm boring you, Arthur. Worrying me. We lost men back there. We have lofty goals, Arthur. We're trying to reform society to a kinder, truer, better way. Now, of course, there's gonna be casualties. We're thieves in a world that don't want us no more. We are dreamers in an ever duller world of facts. Now, I'll give you that, but come on.
On suit Dutch.
It's nice out. Old Hosea says that there's a creek around here. I reckon it's full of fish.
Oh, des poissons. Marche vite. Non, là je marche à la même vitesse que Dutch.
Hey, old girl, come on down here. Why don't you show us this creek you've been pissing in? Hey, you don't look too rosy, old friend. I thought this warmer weather would...
My days are looking good along over Dutch.
Prenons le cheval et suivons Dutch et Hosea.
Come on, Hosea. Let's go fishing.
All right,
On va aller pêcher.
let me show you how it's done.
Qu'est-ce qui pourrait mal se passer? En vrai. Abruti de cheval. Je sais pas pourquoi il tourne en rond comme ça.
Yeah, okay.
Allez, faut avancer hein. Pas que ça à faire.
Why don't we just fish here? There's a whole lake of them. Because I need to get out for a bit. Me and the old guard. Before any of them back there, oh, there was us.
The curious couple and their unruly son.
It feels good here. You did well finding that spot, Arthur. More Charles than me. It's like I can breathe again, thick and soupy as this air is. Might even do your whistling pipes some good, Hosea.
I was once in this country with Bessie. Feels like a lifetime ago.
It was a lifetime ago.
Oh, comment je vais pousser
What a
Dutch.
life we have lived, how well we have fought, especially both of you. I hope so. But now, when things are desperate, we have to stick with the plan. Make enough money, then find somewhere where nobody will find us. Where we don't have to hide.
Like where?
I got some ideas hatching, but I need you with me,
Salut Tronfax.
not against me.
Comment vas-tu?
Both of you. Of course. Still, we do need money. So keep a low profile, especially in the local town. After Valentine, I want every everyone on best behavior here. No.
Ça va, j'ai déjà foutu le bordel dans la ville d'à côté.
Start
Donc.
turning over the soil and the rocks. See what turns up.
Dutch, we've got to be discreet.
Imagine what a slew of rich simpletons there must be down here. Oh, this is perfect for you, Hosea. You'll be able to play them like a fiddle.
Nothing would give me greater
Non,
pleasure.
bon, fax, ça va, juste un peu fatigué.
Not today. We fish and we enjoy the day.
Mais sinon,
Looks
tout va
like
bien.
law up ahead. Play it cool.
Des représentants de la loi alors qu'on a Dutch juste derrière.
Hello, gentlemen. Well, look what the cat drug in. I see.
Well, look who it is. Quiet back there.
Let's see if we can't sort this out. How are you, boys?
Fine.
This is quite some country you have here.
We like it well enough.
Hoagie McIntosh, at your service.
Lee Gray. This is my deputy Archibald McGregor.
It's good to meet you.
You a Scot?
Partly. The best part.
Of course.
Now, tell me, sir, what did the silly, fancy fop back there do? Nothing too terrible, I trust.
He was accused of running a gold mining investment scam.
Oh, no. I'm sure he wasn't. He is a magician. I know him. He's a fool, but he is not a bad fellow. Now, can we just...
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Shit! The Anderson boys! I can't have more scandal!
Well, allow us to help, my friend. Arthur,
Chase wanted man.
and take Archibald with you.
Just what I signed up for. Come on, big
Et salut Achara.
Perhaps we can discuss the foolish magician.
Stay with that train. Don't let them get away.
Putain, bah je...
Keep your guns holstered. We need them Anderson boys alive.
Mais... Arrête, putain. Cheval à la con.
Come on, we're losing them.
Il faut que je rattrape un train avec un cheval, c'est chaud.
Faster, come on. What's your name, sir?
Arthur Callahan.
Faster, Mr. Callahan, please. My neck is on the line here.
I get it. I'm doing my best. So what are these fellas wanted for? Looks like the son of a bitch is gonna make it. You sure I can't just shoot him?
No, did I not say that?
You've said plenty.
Go long, deputy.
Ah le con.
Ooh, that must have hurt. Leave him. Stay with that train.
Ah, je l'ai quand même esquivé pour pas lui marcher dessus.
To go through the station. Now's our chance. Get to the side of the train. Get alongside that flat carriage.
Ok.
You think you can jump on there?
Me? Why me?
Because you ride like my grandmother.
You are something else. You cop bastard! I didn't do nothing.
Ah merde.
Go to hell. Go.
Stay on them.
Vite.
Where you gonna run to?
Je les pourchasse. Du coup, salut Achara.
Come on, shitbag.
Fais du parcours. Attends, on se croirait dans Mirror's Edge. C'est pas du tout. Ah merde. J'ai oublié d'appuyer sur la touche.
Bastard. Get the hell away from me.
Ok.
Get after them.
Ah merde, y a un otage. Ah,
Just you and me now.
même pas, c'était juste une petite fight.
It's just us then, lawman. Come here.
Ah, il a
We need to borrow.
un couteau.
Let me go. Can't do that.
It's right, Lee. Sadly so. Wash yourself. He's as dirty as they come. Come on. Come on. I don't think I can open the door from the outside.
Boum.
Fortunately.
Je l'ai défoncé.
Hello? Is everything all right in there?
Ouais, t'inquiète.
I don't think he's dead. I think I won the fight. Just about.
Soulever le membre de Anderson. Prendre. Je le soulève.
Bring him out here.
Bah, ouvre la porte.
Deputy,
Sounded like quite a commotion. Is that him?
I sincerely hope so.
Old Anders Anderson.
So what now?
Take him in, come on. A fine job, well done. And a pat on the back for me for stopping the train. There you go. You are a natural. All right, let's take him in. Follow me.
What about the others?
Oh, we'll round them up. Anders back there is the brains of the operation, and that's really saying something.
You're the boss.
That was mighty impressive, sir. I have to admit. I'd hazard a guess you've served the law yourself at some point.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that.
Je dirais même
Are you
l'opposé.
familiar with the area here?
No, not really.
On your right here, these tobacco fields? This is part of Caliga Hall, big estate belonging to the Gray family.
Looks bone dry.
Yes, we are in dire need of some rain round here, let me tell you. The Grays have lived in Caliga Hall for generations. Fine people. My family's been working for them for years. Sheriff Gray's the one I know best, of course, but they own half the businesses in town.
Which town?
Rhodes, sir. You don't know it? Where we're headed right now. Ain't what it was before the war, but it has its charm.
Et Rhodes, c'est là où on m'a dit de
I'm sure you
pas
already
sortir
know
d'armes.
of the Braithwaites.
Like I said, just got down here.
Another big family in these parts. They have an estate west of here. Awful people, truly awful. They've been fighting with the Grays for as long as I can remember.
Sounds like quite the place you got here.
Ok. Bon, pour l'instant, cette mission se déroule
We're
sans
gonna
accroc.
bear left here.
Par contre, faut pas que je me prenne un arbre avec mon cheval à la con, parce que sinon... Sinon, le prisonnier va tomber. Même les biches, quand je les mets sur le dos de mon cheval, sont plus réactives. Elle est vraiment bien assommée, quoi.
Here we are. Welcome to Rhodes. Up there on your left is the Rhodes Parlor House. Very reputable saloon owned by the Gray family. We also have a general store, gunsmith, post office, train station, of course.
What more do you need?
Very little. Oh, good, they're back. And that's your friend, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna stop just ahead on the right, outside the sheriff's office. Can you grab Anders off your horse and carry him in for me?
Et enlève Anders.
Sooner you get him off your horse, sooner we can get him in a cell. Bring him in so we can show Sheriff Gray.
Ah, faut que je le montre ici.
Mr. Gray! We got him.
Very good. I told you Arthur would deliver. Man has a passion for justice.
That's wonderful.
So, about my friend here?
Your idiot friend is free to go. But no more trouble from you, partner.
I promise you, this was all just a big misunderstanding. However, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'll pretend to appreciate that. Mr. McIntosh, it has been a real pleasure. The mostly good citizens of Rhodes, we welcome you.
Well, we're just honored to be here.
And make your friend behave. We got enough trouble from some of the residents, old-timers who've gone, sadly, to seed and lost their dignity.
How terrible. Come along now. I will keep this fellow on the straight and narrow.
Come back and see us sometime soon. Excuse me, gentlemen. Bo, these better be ugly rumors. Is it true you were seen talking to that wretched Penelope Braithwaite?
I can't thank you enough.
Where have you been?
Around,
And where you staying?
I'm renting a caravan on the edge of town behind the church. It's horrible, but no one comes looking. The whole town is trapped in this interminable feud between the two families. His lot, Gray's, and the Braithwaites.
Interesting.
Two old plantation houses, and falling out over rebel gold, and marrying cousins or not marrying. And
Arthur, Jose, you start poking around. See what you can find out about that.
I have missed you, boys. I've heard about bounty.
There's been a price on my head for 13 years. It'll take a month to find us down here, and it seems like we can have a little sport.
Well, they're good bounties.
Where you hear this?
Some fellas I met at a camp near the state line said there was talk of it in bars in the north and west for 500 miles. There was talk of super agents or some such.
Super agents. I'd love to meet one. It's just talk.
I'm sure it is, but I couldn't not tell you.
Stay out of trouble.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Ok. Et libérer ce monsieur.
Okay, so these two plantation families. Arthur, you start sniffing around the Gray's place, see what the story is there.
Yeah, I passed by it earlier with our friend, Archibald.
Good. Hosea, you see what you can find out about these Braithwaites.
All right. Thank you, Arthur.
Quite a fishing trip.
There's still time.
C'est vrai qu'on a jamais été pêcher.
I'm up for it.
How about you, Arthur? Or have you had enough of the chase for one day?
Ah, moi je veux bien pêcher, hein.
Sure, why not?
Great. Hosea, why don't you lead us to that spot you were talking about? I kind of like this place.
Okay. Let's see if we can avoid any more excitement.
Ah, c'est trop bien. Quand on enchaîne trop le sifflement, regardez.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Follow me.
J'ai l'impression que mon cheval c'est le même que celui de Hosea mais en 2 fois plus gros. Eh, fais gaffe à toi.
How you doing, boy?
So how far is this creek?
It's a bit of a ride still. And it's not a creek. It's the same lake we camped on, just a different part. It'll be worth it. I saw some big drum and sturgeon there. Should be rock bass, bluegills, perch, pickerel too. It's a good spot.
We'll see if you're as good at catching fish as you are at catching criminals, Arthur.
Trelawney owes me for that.
Trelawney owes everyone for something, but his information is good.
Plus, we are now ingratiated with the local law. I'd say it was a worthwhile diversion all around.
Ok.
Trelawney's like a bad penny.
I'm not sure how good a magician he is, but he's certainly good at disappearing when he feels like it.
Where does he go?
Everywhere and nowhere, it seems. We wouldn't have got Sean back if he hadn't been weaseling around down that way, though.
Hey, Dutch, remember that time you found him in the outhouse?
Oh, yeah. We hadn't seen him in weeks. We stopped in some dead-end town in the middle of nowhere. Don't even remember the name.
You and Bill were off doing something, Arthur.
So, we pick up some supplies. I go to relieve myself. Open the door, and there's Trelawney, sitting there, newspaper in hand. Mr. Vanderlyn. I say, what the hell are you doing here? And he said, I could ask you the same thing. Now, if you wouldn't mind giving me a little privacy, I ate a rotten oyster.
Hey, maybe there are actually 100 Trelawneys.
What a terrible thought.
Oups, pardon. J'ai touché, j'ai raclé le côté du cheval. Allez, allez. J'espère qu'on va pêcher des gros trucs, genre des requins.
This is the spot. Down to the left there.
En vrai, si on dit non, je sais pas trop ce qui se passe. Tout comme là, je sais pas ce qui se passe si on dit oui. Au moins ça donne une position de spot pour la pêche. Oh, j'ai une idée d'un objectif pour aujourd'hui.
I saw some boats around last time. Be good to get to deeper water.
Vous allez voir, vous allez être surpris.
Yes, over there on the shore.
Les petites barques.
I'm sure nobody would mind if we borrowed one of these.
Oh oui, on va y aller en barque, trop bien.
Hey, you son of a bitch!
Mec, il s'excite sur mon cheval alors qu'il fonce dessus tout seul.
All right. This looks like a fine vessel.
Okay. Come on, Arthur. Let's get her in the water.
I got a good feeling about fishing here. There's supposed to be some incredible sturgeon.
Oh, okay, here we go. Let me row. You boys are too old for real labor no more.
You're too dumb for anything else.
You're still too quick for me, old man.
Enjoy picking on children. Now take us to the deeper water and pray for good luck and stupid fish.
Alors comment ça marche?
But what about stupid luck and good fish?
That'll do too. Keep going.
Ok. Il faut que j'aille de ce côté-là. Du coup, attendez, ça doit être horrible avec cette vue-là. Pour diriger, c'est de la merde.
I think here's good.
All right. Good luck, gentlemen.
Should really come here at dawn or dusk. That's when you catch the best fish. We should use a lake lure. That'll give us a much better chance of hooking something big like a sturgeon.
Un leurre de lac.
Strong with a good old worm.
Oh, worms are good for tiddlers like bluegill and rock bass, but you'd have to be real lucky to catch a sturgeon with one.
Lures it is, then. You heard the expert, Arthur. Let's bait up.
Keep the lure moving slowly on the water so it looks like a little fish just asking to be eaten.
Ah non, faut pivoter doucement. Ok. Ah, c'est de la pêche à la mouche, quoi.
There, Arthur. Now reel him in, Arthur.
Allez,
I think that's a bite. Got him?
allez. Allez. Oh, ce poisson.
Look at this beauty.
There you go.
Well done, Arthur.
They can grow a lot bigger than that. Fella told me he once saw a monster lake sturgeon near the mouth of the river.
1,84
just
kg,
southwest of Saint-Denis. 50-pounder, he
Faut le
reckons.
garder.
I would like to see that. You're getting the hang of this.
Ah, I should have had that one.
Hey, Hosea. You remember that time we sent Arthur out fishing? He came back with 3 beautiful bass.
Not this again.
I don't think I do.
Oh, yeah. You do. He was maybe 20.
Peut faire mieux
21,
6 sur 10.
Walked in all full of himself. We had a big feast. Toasted him all night.
This was 15 years ago.
Oh, I remember now.
Then, the next week, Arthur and I are at the market, and Fishmonger calls out, "So how did you enjoy
Allez,
those
viens.
bass?"
Look, you can fish,
Voilà.
or you can go drinking all day, rob someone,
Pèse combien celui-là?
buy some fish.
1,98, quasi 2 kilos.
That'll grill up nice.
C'est mieux dans
I used to go fishing
FF15.
with this feller back in the day.
Ouais, j'ai pas joué.
Wesley, his name was. Real miserable bastard, but he loved to fish. We'd go out all the time. But one day, we were river fishing when we see a funeral procession going over the bridge, and out of the blue, Wesley stands up, takes off his hat, bows his head. Then he sits down, picks his rod back up, and carries on. Doesn't say a word. So I'm a little surprised and say, Wesley, that was nice of you. And he replies, well, felt I had to. After all, I was married to her for 30 years.
Oh, there he is.
Alors, oh,
Dear God, I might swim to shore.
There you go.
1,98 kg encore une fois.
Keeping that one,
Et il manque toujours
Remember those big salmon I caught
un
in
petit
Montana
peu.
last year? We had a banquet planned that night until
Je suis proche des 2 kilos, mais
You never had control of that dog.
He had some spirit, though. Never lost the puppy in him, right to the end.
You know, I remember us saying how Blackwater was the furthest east we'd ever been. As a group, I mean.
Feels like the more we try to head west, the further east we end up.
we had all those safe spots picked out to lie low in New Austin after the ferry job.
I liked it there. Still open and wild, the way it should be. Somehow the desert makes you
allez,
feel
allez.
closer to the sky.
No point us trying to get back that way
Et combien
anytime
celui-là?
soon.
2 kg 1,
Patrols
c'est
out
bon.
all over tall trees and great plains. We saw when we went back for Sean.
Well, look at us now, huh? It could be worse. Plans change. That's just how life goes. Did I ever tell you my mother's buried in Blackwater?
Really? She is?
Apparently so. I only found out from an uncle of mine years later. Last I knew, she was still outside Philadelphia. I left home at 15 and didn't see her again. She and I didn't always see eye to eye. I wasn't always a very obedient child.
I can only imagine.
Still,
Encore un comme ça.
in my own way, and she me in hers.
1,98 kg toujours.
Somehow, even from the grave, she managed to have the last laugh.
Ha! Got ya!
Oh. Il y en avait un qui était juste en dessous là, on l'a vu. On va avoir plein de poissons, ça va être la fête. Attention, on en est où là?
You got a bite.
Ah!
Nice, you hooked him.
Oh putain! C'est un monstre!
Good job, Arthur.
Il est plus gros, non? Ah non, 1,93 kg.
Worth keeping that one.
Ah, il me reste plus qu'un leurre. Donc ça va être le dernier. C'est la dernière prise. On espère un bon poisson, bien gros. Je suppose que c'est le dernier. Je viens juste de voir qu'en haut à droite c'est écrit l'heure. 1. Donc je sais pas si.
Looks like you got a bite, Arthur. Fish on the line, Arthur.
Et si bon.
Nicely done, Arthur.
Je sais pas. Toujours proche des 2 kilos, non? Ouais, voilà. Ah, j'ai plus de place. Du coup, je suis obligé de le remettre à l'eau.
That one gets to fight another day, huh?
Hey, I reckon we call it a day, fellas.
Already?
Et du coup, en fait, les trucs étaient à l'infini. Les leurs.
All right. Think we got a decent haul here. Pearson will be happy. Should we head back?
We could keep the boat, not too far back to camp from here.
Good
Merde, c'est de
idea.
l'autre côté.
Could be useful.
What about the horses?
Well, they'll find
Et
their
une
way
anguille, là.
back.
Just follow the shore south, Arthur.
That was fun. Thank you.
That was fun.
Now, Hosea,
Yes.
how about a song?
Okay. All right, I got one for you. I asked that gal to give me some.
I asked that gal to give me some. She says, wait till the taters is done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. Threw her on the floor and I knocked off some. I wish to God I'd passed her by. I wish to God I'd passed her by. Taters got burned and so did I.
That was pretty good. But you know, what song we should be singing?
What?
Well, look at us. 3 mariners.
Ah, of course.
Well, we 3 poor mariners, we come from the seas. We spend our lives in jeopardy while others live at ease. Shall we go dance this round, around, around? Shall we go dance this round, around, around? Hey, that is a bully boy, come pledge me on this round, 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 round. We care not for the martial men that do our state's disdain, but we care for the merchant men that do our states maintain. To them we dance this round, around, around. To them we dance this round, around, around. And he that is a bully boy, come pledge me on this ground, 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 ground.
Oh, bravo! Bravo!
Eh ben,
Well, you know, we should not let the folks back at camp think that we had too much fun.
Indeed not.
c'est con parce que comme je savais pas à quelle distance c'était, j'avais... En gros, pendant les chansons, j'accélérais pas parce que déjà ça fait plus de bruit donc on entendait moins bien la musique. Le problème c'est qu'en fait c'est super long. On voit là-bas comment ça s'appelle, le ponton. Des lags c'est nul. Ah, ça vient de ton côté ou alors de Twitch, mais moi je n'ai aucun drop. Moi je fais du drift avec mon bateau, je suis jamais droit. Là ça va, mais tout à l'heure j'étais en mode un peu penché. Mais c'est con parce qu'en plus il y a une amélioration en mode lol, tu peux acheter un bateau. Mais du coup là si on en a un... De quoi, qu'est-ce que je fais? C'est bon, calme-toi.
All right.
Ah d'accord, on se met pas au niveau du ponton.
I think we are gonna be okay. I know. I always know. Whenever I got you two by my side, things are gonna be just fine. This place will be good for us. For now, anyway.
I hope so.
Ok.
Well, I am going to take it.
Allons donner tout tous nos poissons. Ah bah voilà, enfin. Écraser les données, oui. Je sais pas pourquoi les...
Arthur, how you been? I've been real worried.
What do you want?
Don't be like that. Just a few bucks, and I'm short.
Get lost.
Well, I'll go try someone with a heart.
You do that. Well, don't let me bother you.
Alors, on va d'abord aller donner la bouffe, puis on ira faire le LS là qui clignote un peu.
I've had quite a time of it, gentlemen. Mr. Pearson! Mr. Pearson, look what I've got. Fish!
Mr. Matthews! Mr. Matthews. You should have been a sailor.
No, thank you. I like to eat fish, not swim with them.
You know, one time, just off the horn,
Oh putain.
a giant whale stalked us for months.
The same thing happened to me just south of Milwaukee, only I don't like to talk about it. I have nasty memories, though.
You're not a kind man. I'm not fooled.
Ah, est-ce que je peux...
Ah, hello, Mr. Morgan.
Pourquoi c'est loqué? Je viens de me faire baiser là. Ok, très bien. Bon ben... Parce qu'on va aller faire la mission du coup, à défaut de pouvoir donner ce qu'on veut. Bonjour.
Ah, Herr Morgan.
Herr Morgan.
Herr Strauss.
How are you enjoying yourself here?
Well enough, I guess. And you?
Well, it turns out the pursuit of freedom is not a cheap business. Not for us, and not for some of the locals.
Sharking already.
I prefer to call it banking.
You ain't the one handing out the beatings.
No, but I am the one feeding the women and children in the camp. What choice do we have, Mr. Morgan?
I don't know. Well, come on then. Tell me who.
Here's the list. Refinery worker turned hunter by the name of Vinton Holmes. You'll find him up in the hills north of Strawberry. Ah, an apprentice undertaker. This one working in rows. His name was Gwen Hughes.
And how many of them do you think will be able to pay?
With enough encouragement, both of them.
Ok. Donc je dois aller encourager des gens. Wink wink. C'est parti du coup. On va aller chercher de l'argent qu'on nous doit. On va d'abord aller là. Pour la simple et bonne raison que là c'est juste à côté du camp. Donc en plus on pourra... Enfin, étant donné que les armes sont interdites ici, j'ai pas envie de partir en couille. Donc d'abord faire celui-là au moins. C'est la valeur sûre. Par contre il y a de la route. Hein. Je vous préviens, il y a de la route. Alors, tout à l'heure j'ai dit qu'on ferait un truc pendant ce stream. Un truc voilà, que vous ne vous y attendez pas, je suppose. Mais on a une revanche à prendre. Actuellement on a perdu 2 rounds face à un ours. Première fois pendant le tuto de la chasse. Le choix d'attaquer ou pas l'ours. J'ai tenté. Je suis mort. Pourquoi pas?
I've had enough of this. Both of you get your hands up. You son of a bitch! Whoa. Whoa. Ah!
It's all right, boy.
Bon bah écoutez. Je fais 2 pas. Salut Sacha. Je fais 2 pas, des gens se foutent sur la gueule. Qu'est-ce que j'y peux? En fait c'est toi Sacha le problème, hein. C'est toi qui ramène les problèmes. Hein. Genre là je viens de faire une partie, enfin un truc juste avant où on libère un mec de prison et on va pêcher. Il y a 0 mort, mais genre vraiment il y a 0 mort. T'arrives, je dois tuer des gens. Au bout d'un moment, Sacha, ça commence à se voir. Hein. Du coup, il est où le reseller? Putain. Putain, il est là-haut. Bon, là, en vrai, ce qu'on va faire, c'est qu'on va aller jusque là-bas et on pourra prendre la gare jusque ici. Ou même là, jusqu'à Strawberry, en fait. Et en plus, il y a même des primes, des avis de recherche. Ok, on va faire ça. Je pense que ça peut être pas mal. J'ai fait tomber mon cheval. Et mon cheval il va nous suivre. Là il y a des chevaux, tu sais pas ce qu'ils font là, ils sont immobiles. Pourtant ils ont une selle. Ce qui est étrange. Il y a un truc qui est cool par contre avec les chariots là et ces chevaux là, c'est que je peux les fouetter à l'infini, j'ai envie de dire. Enfin les booster quoi, tout le temps. Il y a pas d'endurance. C'est quoi cette vieille lumière rouge là? C'était censé être un effet avec le soleil. Ok. Par contre, je le sens gros comme une maison que la charrette. Enfin, je suis pas sûr qu'elle va arriver en un seul morceau. D'ailleurs, si des gens essaient de me braquer, c'est con parce que le coffre à l'arrière, du coup, il est vide. Mais bon, je pense que ça enfin, on verra combien ça rapporte un chariot, mais je pense que ça rapporte pas mal. Hein. Enfin, tout droit. Un gros bourrin. Je suis obligé d'aller au pas là parce que je peux pas dépasser. Qu'est-ce qui branle?
You know, human nature never changes from place to place.
Oh, hey there. Moment, please.
You lost?
Okay there?
Ok, c'est bon. J'ai calmé le jeu, je sais pas s'ils allaient se foutre sur la tronche, mais... Et bonne soirée Dronfax. Je pense que j'ai évité un conflit, je suis pas certain. Mais je pense. Évidemment on saura jamais vu que ça s'est jamais produit, mais... Il a dit quand même... Enfin, le chariot s'est arrêté tout seul et l'autre il est passé devant, il a dit la nature humaine ne change pas. Je me suis dit, ça pue. Du coup tu vois Sacha, hein, tout ne se règle pas en bain de sang. Arrête de porter la poisse. Ah c'est bon. On est arrivé à bon port. Allez avance. Pas compliqué putain. Avec 2 chevaux. Un coffre vide.
Very nice. I'll find a good home for this. Here.
Oh, combien on gagne? Spence. 40 $. Je sais pas pourquoi je me dis que je me suis fait baiser. 40 $. Bon, remarque, 40 $ pour juste faire quelques kilomètres. En vrai, ça va. Brosser. Actuellement, il est dégueulasse. On va le nourrir. Et on va le caresser.
Here you are, boy. That's my boy.
That's my boy. Alors oui, j'aurais pu monter à cheval. Mais je me suis dit la gare était pas très loin. En fait, c'est super loin. C'est là. Allez, allez, allez. Bon là normalement j'ai pas le bandana, il y aura pas de souci de... LOL, le mec veut pas me parler. Billet de train. On doit aller jusque... Strawberry normalement. Y'a pas de gare à Strawberry? Si. C'est quoi le nom? Strawberry. Ah non, il n'y a pas de train, ça passe juste ici. Du coup, on va aller à Riggs. Hein. Gare de Riggs.
Traveling mercies to you.
Il fera peut-être jour du coup, à la fin du voyage. D'accord. Petite vision sur mon pistolet et un journal. Parce qu'on sait jamais. Bon, en tout cas, ça fait plaisir. Demain, férié. Vendredi, pont. Après, c'est le week-end. Petit week-end de 4 jours. Je suis refait. Sachant que là, comme je suis fatigué, bah, ça tombe bien. Ça tombe extrêmement bien. Hop. Du coup, là, en ramenant le chariot, j'ai gagné 40 $, mais j'en ai perdu 6 avec le train, on a fait un bénéfice de 34 hein, tout de même. Plus un voyage plus ou moins gratuit. Merci. Attendez, on va essayer de faire un truc. Des micro-vacances, c'est ça. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait lui? Encore un chasseur à trésors. On va ranger l'arme hein, quand même.
Boiled Satan? Yeah, I get that a lot. So, what's that you got there?
You ain't interested in no scrap paper. It's nothing. Just something for wiping and sniffing in the night. Yeah. Well,
Hey, why the hurry, partner?
I got a hightail. Don't you follow me now.
This is as nice as I'm gonna ask. Hand it over. Now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No need for that.
Lord, save me! Look what we got here.
Voilà. J'ai tué un cheval, c'est tout. Aujourd'hui, pire repas de ma vie. Ma mère me propose soirée pizza après avoir fait le tour des pizzerias pendant une demi-heure sous la pluie. Je décide d'aller au kebab. Ils ont changé complètement le menu. J'ai commandé des frites, ils les ont remplacé par des potatoes.
Your map, you'll be rich from it. Enough for a whole night with your favorite side. Think about it. Now, let me go. Let me go.
You take care now.
Hey, you ain't gonna leave me like this.
Alors attends. Donc remplacé par des potatoes, à varier. Quant à ma mère, kebab froid avec une viande dégueulasse. Plus potato évidemment. Pour 15 balles, ça fait chier. Ah ouais, bah, tu t'es fait baiser de A à Z. Bon, je vais te libérer, mais